Hey there family, Peter Gordon here. Thank you so very much for clicking on this video, which is titled When the Best Version of You Comes Knocking. You're probably asking yourself, what exactly does he mean by this? Well, I'm going to try to explain it as quickly as I can, and I'm going to try to explain why it is very important from a mental health standpoint as quickly as I can. Now, I believe that the universe, God, whatever you call it, at some point in our lives will try to align the stars to tell us exactly who we're supposed to become, which is the best version of ourselves. And the best version of ourselves means that we're living a life which has profound meaning to us, which has profound meaning to others. In essence, we're living a purposeful life. It doesn't mean we have to be rich, does not mean we have to be highly educated. It just means we're living a life that means something to us and those around us. Here's a kicker. When that best version comes knocking, many of us will miss the knock. Many of us will miss it for a number of reasons. I think number one reason is fear. We're fearful of change, right? The other thing is we're just distracted with too many things going on around us. We're living a life that we think we're supposed to live in, so we're just distracted, right? We lack self-awareness. Or we're just sitting there telling ourselves stories that we believe for a period of time, but deep down we know they're not true, all right? And so that can prevent us from hearing the best version of ourselves when it comes knocking and doing something about it. I can tell you from personal experience that for about 10 years I was a part of the bodybuilding world. And the first 5 years I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but the remaining 5 years I didn't like it one bit. I was ready to be out, but I pretended as if I still enjoyed it when I did not. Then my sister passed away. 6 months later, I'm going into divorce proceedings, right? All those things were a big knock on the head. In a weird way, as painful as they were, those experiences were when the universe came knocking. And it forced a reckoning. It forced me to take a step back and say, I don't really want to deal with this bodybuilding world anymore. And number two, what kind of life do I want to live? You see, it forced me to really come to grips with the life I wanted to live and the fact that I hadn't been living it for years. And so last year, once I came to that realization, just like that, at age 45, I decided I wanted to become a psychologist, enrolled in school, and now I'm working towards an eventual doctorate in clinical psychology. This is me living my most profound life. This is me, to be honest with you, hearing the best version of myself when it came knocking. As painful as it was, when it came knocking, I heard it, but it took years, right? What I want to do is to help you to hear your knock earlier. And some of the best ways to do it is seek therapy. It does not have to be a licensed professional like a psychologist. It's great if you can do that. But it could be a mentor, it could be a spiritual advisor, anybody that's able to be objective with you and to speak honestly with you will help you to realize that perhaps you're not really tapping into your full potential, right? The second thing you can do is to become more self-aware. Therapy can help you to become self-aware. You see, in self-awareness allows you to compassionately critique yourself. It allows you to look at your faults and say, you know what? This is not good, but I can change it. It doesn't say, this is bad and my whole life is bad. It just says, this is bad, but I can change it, right? It also says, on the other hand, these things are good, keep doing it. That is self-awareness. So therapy can help you towards self-awareness. Another thing you can do is to enjoy silence. A lot of us are afraid of being alone with our own thoughts. And I think it's such a good thing to be able to do that once in a while. We have so much distractions with phones, social media, all these variables, right? But if we have moments where we can put our phone down, turn the TV off, go for a nice long walk in nature, become grounded, that can help you to really think about yourselves and the things that you want to become. That, in effect, can help you to hear when the best version of you comes knocking. I'll be the first to tell you that I decided to go back to grad school walking through Rock Creek Park in Washington, D.C. by myself one afternoon. that's where it finally came to me. That's when I heard the best version of myself. So, to wrap it up, when the best version of yourself comes knocking, I don't want you to miss it. One way to not miss it is seek therapy. Number 2, develop self-awareness. Number 3, enjoy solitude. Be alone with your thoughts. You don't have to always be around people all the time, all right? So I hope this makes sense, and I hope you never miss when the best version of you comes knocking. Stay well, family.